And Ewan McComb's column in Scotland Sunday, he's stirring the pot as well.
Ewan is a very good chef and a very good stirrer and has very good ingredients in all his dishes.
I think he's actually being very fair,
Stephen.
Stephen.
As his editor, well done for writing to his
What is he saying exactly?
Well, I wasn't going to big up all my stuff. Stephen was going to talk about it a little bit more, which I will let him do. But he's using the Scotrail crisis, shall we call it, or the current Scotrail situation to say, here are 15 years of SNP rule. He goes through, as Stephen can cite, what he sees as failings in our Scottish government, and at what point will they be held to account. And I think one of his pull-out lines was, they can't be trusted with the trains. How on earth could they be trusted to have the vision or the machinery to bring about an independent state? It's a powerful piece.
Well, it is. It always reminded me, when I was reading it, it reminded me of Ronald Reagan had a famous line where he said, the most chilling words in the English language are, I'm from the federal government and I'm here to help. One of the great points in the Herald's article is that it says that the Scottish Government have been saying that we're looking for 130 new drivers, but they point out that there's not a single job advert for on any of the kind of websites for drivers. So on a purely granular level, how do you get drivers if you're not advertising?
And RMT is saying 130 is a tip of the iceberg. You need an awful lot more than that to run a railway on a 7-day operation.
The bit that really chimed with what I suppose Ewan McComb was saying about voters holding the SNP and Sturgeon's leadership to account comes down to a comment made by Sir John Curtis. He said that it almost doesn't matter what the SNP does. He says politics in Scotland is not about the effectiveness or otherwise of the government in the eyes of the voters. It's about the constitutional question. And he goes on to say that the SNP dominates the support of those who want independence, and anyone who doesn't want independence is spread thinly across some other parties.
I think that those words are chilling.
Yeah.
The concept from one of our great professors, John Curtis, who I would genuflect to. He's a great character and fabulous at his job. But to effectively say that in Scotland, the relationship between cause and effect for public policy and for the good of society is disconnected, that it doesn't matter about what happens in education, it doesn't matter what happens in transport, it doesn't matter what happens in business. These things are irrelevant. All that matters to a large proportion of the voter is to sustain a party that may one day in the future achieve a single goal.
But maybe people think that it's only through constitutional change that you can address all these myriad problems.
That's true. That's true. I mean, that's another element of looking at it. But surely there has to be an idea that you should be successful at other levels. If you have a certain amount of tools and you can demonstrably make change, you can't constantly say after 15 years. After 15 years, say that, we can't fix any of these things. We can't fix education. We can't fix transport. We can't do any of these things until we become independent. I think is. I don't believe. And
the Sunday Times has focused on Nicola Sturgeon's legacy in its news review.
Yes, the Sunday Times has given the reader two options. They can go for the 1,500-1,600 word heavyweight piece, The Sturgeon Supremacy. They can go for that, a good piece by Alex Massey, John Boothman and Jason Allardyce, or they can go for the more fun A to Z of the Nippy Sweetie.